Let's cut through the noise right now. You're here because you want to understand women better, not the surface-level nonsense you hear everywhere else, not the sugar-coated, politically correct drivel that keeps men confused and weak. No, you're here for the raw, unfiltered truth. And that's exactly what I'm going to give you. Today, we're diving into the 10 female insecurities men need to understand right now. Not to coddle them, not to play the victim, but to arm you with the knowledge you need to navigate relationships, to lead and to dominate in a world that's constantly trying to emasculate you. Because here's the hard truth. If you don't understand what drives a woman's insecurities, you'll never be able to lead her. And if you can't lead, you're not a man, you're a follower. This isn't about blaming women. It's not about pointing fingers or playing the victim. This is about understanding the game so you can win it. Women are emotional creatures. They're driven by feelings, by fears, by insecurities that most men are too blind or too weak to see. And if you don't get this, you'll keep failing over and over. But not today. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. We're exposing the 10 core insecurities that shape how women think, feel, and act. From their fear of rejection to their obsession with appearance, we're breaking it all down. And by the end of this, you'll have the tools to not just understand women, but to lead them, to inspire them, to be the man they respect, admire, and follow. This isn't about manipulation, it's about mastery, mastery of yourself, mastery of the dynamics between men and women, and mastery of the life you want to build. Because let's be clear, the world doesn't reward weakness. It rewards strength, it rewards men who take control. And that's exactly what you're going to do. So buckle up. This isn't going to be comfortable, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be real. And if you're ready to step up, to stop being a spectator in your own life, then let's get to work. Let's get one thing straight. Women are not the enemy. They're not some mysterious, incomprehensible species you'll never figure out. They're human beings, driven by emotions, fears, and desires just like you. But here's the difference. Women are conditioned by society, by culture, and by biology to think and act in ways that men often don't understand. And if you don't understand those drivers, you'll keep stumbling through relationships like a blind man in a maze. Society tells women they need to be perfect, perfect looks, perfect careers, perfect mothers, perfect partners. And that pressure creates insecurities, deep, raw, and often unspoken insecurities that shape how they see themselves and how they interact with the world. These insecurities aren't just random. They're rooted in biology, in evolution, and in the way women are wired to seek security, validation, and connection. But here's the kicker. Most men don't see these insecurities. They're too busy chasing superficial goals or drowning in their own weaknesses to notice what's really going on. And that's where you have the advantage. Because when you understand what drives a woman's insecurities, you can lead her, you can inspire her, you can be the man she looks up to, not the man she tolerates. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding the game. It's about recognizing that women are emotional beings, and emotions are the language they speak. If you don't speak that language, you'll never connect with them on a deeper level. And if you can't connect, you'll never build the kind of relationships that truly matter. So, let's break it down. Let's look at the 10 core insecurities that shape how women think, feel, and act. These aren't just random guesses. They're based on psychology, on biology, and on the hard truths that most people are too afraid to talk about. And by the time we're done, you'll have the tools you need to navigate these insecurities with confidence, clarity, and control. This is about more than just understanding women. It's about understanding yourself. It's about recognizing your own strengths and weaknesses and using that knowledge to become the kind of man who doesn't just survive in this world, but thrives. So let's get to it. Let's dive into the 10 female insecurities men need to understand right now. Let's start with the first 5 insecurities. These are the ones that hit hardest, the ones that shape how women see themselves and how they interact with the world. And if you don't understand these, you're already behind. This is the big one, the one that drives so much of what women do. From the way they dress to the way they talk, women are constantly trying to avoid rejection. Why? Because rejection cuts deep. It's not just about being turned down for a date or ignored at a party. It's about feeling unwanted, unvalued, and unworthy. And that fear, it's primal. It's rooted in evolution, in the need to be chosen, to be protected, to be valued. But here's the thing. Most men don't see this fear. They see the surface level behavior, the flirting, the testing, the mixed signals, and they get frustrated. They don't realize that behind all of that is a woman who's terrified of being rejected. And if you can understand that, if you can see past the surface and recognize the fear, you'll be miles ahead of every other guy out there. This one's obvious, but it's deeper than you think. Women are bombarded with images of perfection every day. Perfect bodies, perfect skin, perfect hair. And no matter how beautiful a woman is, she's always comparing herself to those images, always wondering if she's good enough, always worrying that she's not. And here's the kicker. This insecurity doesn't just affect how women see themselves, it affects how they interact with men. It's why they fish for compliments. It's why they get defensive when you don't. Notice their new haircut. It's why they need constant reassurance that you find them attractive. And if you don't understand that, if you don't recognize the power of that insecurity, you'll keep missing the mark. This one's rooted in biology. Women are wired to seek security, to find a partner who will stick around, who will provide, who will protect. And that fear of being abandoned, it's not just about being left alone. It's about being vulnerable. It's about being exposed in a world that can be harsh and unforgiving. You see this in the way women test men. They push, they pull, they create drama, and most men don't understand why. They think it's about attention or control. But it's not. It's about testing your strength, your commitment, your ability to lead. And if you don't pass that test, if you don't show her that you're strong enough to stay, she'll move on. Women need validation. They need to feel seen, heard, and valued. And if they don't get that from you, they'll look for it somewhere else. This isn't about ego. It's about connection. It's about feeling like they matter, like they're important, like they're worth your time and attention. But here's the thing, most men don't know how to give that validation. They either overdo it, coming off as desperate or insincere, or they underdo it, leaving women feeling ignored and unappreciated. And if you don't get this balance right, you'll never build the kind of connection that lasts. This is the ultimate insecurity. The one that ties all the others together. Women are constantly asking themselves, am I enough? Am I pretty enough? Smart enough? Successful enough? And no matter how much they achieve, no matter how much they're praised, that fear never really goes away. And here's the hard truth. You can't fix this. You can't erase that fear. But what you can do is show her that she's enough for you. That you see her, that you value her, that you're not going anywhere. And if you can do that, if you can give her that security, you'll be the man she trusts, respects, and follows. These are the first 5 insecurities, the ones that shape how women think, feel, and act. And if you can understand these, you're already ahead of the game. But we're not done yet. There's more to uncover, more to understand. And by the time we're done, you'll have the tools you need to navigate these insecurities with confidence and control. Now that we've laid the foundation, let's dive into the next 5 insecurities. These are the ones that often fly under. the radar, the ones most men miss entirely. But if you can understand these, you'll have a complete picture of what drives women and how you can lead with confidence. Time is the great equalizer. No one escapes it. But for women, aging isn't just about getting older. It's about losing value. Society tells women their worth is tied to their youth, their beauty, their fertility. And as those things fade, so does their confidence. You see this in the way women talk about aging. The dread of wrinkles, the obsession with skincare, the constant pressure to look younger. And if you don't understand this fear, if you don't recognize how deeply it affects them, you'll miss opportunities to connect. Because here's the truth. Women want to feel timeless. They want to feel like they're still desirable, still valuable, no matter their age. And if you can show her that you see her that way, you'll earn her trust and loyalty in a way most men never will. Women are smart, smarter than most men give them credit for. But here's the problem. Society often tells women to downplay their intelligence, to be cute instead of competent, to avoid intimidating men. And that creates a conflict. A woman wants to be seen as intelligent, but she also doesn't want to scare you off. This is why women sometimes play dumb. It's not because they're not smart. It's because they're trying to navigate a world that tells them their intelligence is a threat. And if you don't understand this, if you don't encourage her to be her full, brilliant self, you'll never see the best of her. This one's universal. No one wants to be alone. But for women, the fear of being alone is often tied to the fear of being vulnerable. Women are taught to seek security, to find a partner who will protect and provide. And when that security is threatened, the fear of being alone becomes overwhelming. You see this in the way women cling to bad relationships. They'd rather stay with someone who doesn't treat them well than risk being alone. And if you don't understand this fear, if you don't show her that you're a man who can provide that security, she'll never fully trust you. Women want to be independent. They want to be strong, self-sufficient, and in control of their lives. But here's the catch. They also want to feel protected. They want to know that they don't have to do it all on their own. And that creates a tension, a push and pull between independence and vulnerability. This is why women sometimes send mixed signals. They want you to respect their independence, but they also want you to step up and lead. And if you don't understand this balance, if you don't show her that you can be her partner without trying to control her, you'll never build the kind of relationship she truly wants. At the core of every woman is a desire to be understood, to be seen for who she really is, not just who you want her to be. And when she feels misunderstood, it creates a disconnect, a gap that can grow into resentment, frustration, and ultimately distance. This is why communication is so important. Women don't just want you to listen, they want you to understand, to see the world through their eyes, to feel what they feel. And if you can do that, if you can show her that you truly get her, you'll create a connection that most men never will. These are the 10 female insecurities men need to understand. They're not weaknesses, they're realities. And if you can navigate these realities with confidence, clarity, and control, you'll be the kind of man women respect, admire, and follow. But understanding is only the first step. The real power comes in how you apply this knowledge. And that's what we're going to talk about next. Now that you understand the 10 core insecurities that shape how women think, feel, and act, it's time to put that knowledge into action. This isn't about manipulation. It's about mastery. Mastery of yourself, mastery of the dynamics between men and women, and mastery of the life you want to build. Let's break it down. Here's how you can apply this knowledge in real-world situations to become the kind of man women respect, admire, and follow. Women are drawn to confidence, not arrogance, not bravado, real confidence, the kind that comes from knowing who you are, what you stand for, and where you're going. When you lead with confidence, you show her that you're a man who can handle whatever life throws at you, including her insecurities. How do you do this? Start by taking control of your own life. Set goals, pursue them relentlessly, build a life that excites you, and when you're with her, be decisive. Make plans, take initiative, show her that you're a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to go after it. Women need validation, but they don't want to feel like you're showering them with empty compliments. They want to feel seen, heard, and valued. So, when you validate her, be specific. Notice the little things. Compliment her intelligence, her creativity, her strength. Show her that you see her for who she really is, not just what she looks like. But here's the key. Don't overdo it. Too much validation can come off as desperate or insincere. Instead, be genuine, be consistent, and let your actions speak louder than your words. Women want to feel safe, not just physically but emotionally. They want to know that you're a man who can handle their fears, their doubts, and their insecurities without running away or falling apart. How do you create that sense of security? By being consistent, by showing up when you say you will, by keeping your promises, and by being a man who stays calm under pressure. When she sees that you're a rock, someone she can rely on no matter what, she'll trust you in a way she's never trusted anyone else. Women want to feel strong and self-sufficient, but they also want to know that they don't have to do it all on their own. So, encourage her independence, support her goals, celebrate her achievements, but also be there to step up when she needs you. This balance is crucial. If you try to control her or take over, she'll push you away. But if you show her that you respect her independence while also being a reliable partner, she'll see you as someone who truly understands her. Women want to be understood. They want to feel like you're listening, not just waiting for your turn to talk. So, when she opens up to you, listen with empathy. Put yourself in her shoes. Try to see the world through her eyes. And when you respond, be thoughtful. Don't just offer solutions or dismiss her feelings. Show her that you get it, that you understand, that you're on her side. This kind of communication builds trust and deepens your connection in ways that most men never achieve. Insecurities don't disappear overnight. They're deeply rooted, often shaped by years of conditioning and experience. So, be patient. Don't expect her to overcome her fears and doubts just because you're there. Instead, show her that you're willing to stand by her as she works through them. This doesn't mean you have to tolerate toxic behavior or endless drama, but it does mean being a steady, supportive presence in her life. Over time, your patience and understanding will help her feel more secure and confident, not just in the relationship, but in herself. Here's the hard truth: you have insecurities too. And if you don't address them, they'll sabotage your relationships. So take responsibility, work on yourself, build your confidence, face your fears. And when you're with her, don't let your insecurities dictate your behavior. When you take control of your own insecurities, you show her that you're a man who's capable of growth and self-improvement. And that's the kind of man women respect and admire. At the end of the day, women want a man they can look up to, a man who inspires them, a man who makes them feel safe, valued, and understood. And if you can be that man, you'll build a relationship that's strong, healthy, and fulfilling. So, step up, take control of your life, lead with confidence, and show her that you're the kind of man she can trust, respect, and follow. This is how you apply the knowledge of female insecurities. Not to manipulate or control, but to lead and inspire. And when you do this, you'll create the kind of relationships that most men only dream of. Let's bring this home. You didn't come here for fluff. You didn't come here for platitudes or vague advice. You came here for the truth. And the truth is this: understanding female insecurities isn't about playing games or manipulating emotions. It's about mastering yourself. It's about becoming the kind of man who can lead, inspire, and build relationships that last. We've broken down the 10 core insecurities that shape how women think, feel, and act. From the fear of rejection to the need for validation, these insecurities are real, powerful, and deeply rooted. And if you don't understand them, you'll keep stumbling through relationships, wondering why you can't connect, why you can't lead, why you can't build the life you want. But now you know better. You know that women are emotional beings, driven by fears and desires that most men ignore. You know that their insecurities aren't weaknesses, they're opportunities for you to step up, to lead, to show her that you're the kind of man she can trust, respect, and follow. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking control of your life, facing your own insecurities, and becoming the best version of yourself. Because when you do that, when you lead with confidence, communicate with empathy, and create a sense of security, you'll build relationships that are strong, healthy, and fulfilling. So, what's next? It's time to act. It's time to take what you've learned and put it into practice. Start small. Notice the insecurities in the women around you. Validate them without overdoing it. Lead with confidence. Communicate with empathy. And most importantly, take responsibility for your own growth. The world doesn't reward weakness. It rewards strength. It rewards men who take control, who face their fears, who lead with purpose, and that's exactly what you're going to do. So, I'll leave you with this. What kind of man do you want to be? A man who stumbles through life, confused and frustrated, or a man who takes control, who leads with confidence, who builds the life he wants? The choice is yours, and the time to act is now. If this resonated with you, if you're ready to step up and take control, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Because the world needs more men who lead, who inspire, and who build. And that starts with you. Until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and never stop growing.